Good. Really good.
Are you nervous at all?
Not really.
Not at all?
I don't think so.
These two. Well, I'm a little nervous. These two aren't either.
Why would you? Okay, let's.
It's been 5 straight quarters where they've kicked your ass. Is all. So it just makes me a little bit nervous. That's all.
Yeah, I mean they did find out a few things, right? Dallas pushed the ball. Luka defended. I just don't think that's sustainable, like on the road. I mean, I might be wrong. I feel like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Gafford, PJ Washington. I feel like those guys it's easier to make shots when you're up by 15. It's a little bit different when you're in a tight ball game in a game 5. I don't see those guys like pulling through.
Do you think that Luka is fully healthy or actually battling with something? I've heard some people talk about shots that guys get for pain management that you can only take for one half of a game, and that he has maybe been taking those for the first half, and that's why his stats tend to fall off in the second half. Is there anything to that, or are people just making up reasons for why he doesn't look like fourth quarter Luka that we've seen in the past?
I don't think he's allowed to coast in this series. I think we attack him relentlessly. I think it's, in the first quarter, we're going at him. Everyone's going at him. Derek White's going at him. Drew Holiday's picking him up full court. I just think eventually he's going to wear out. And it's not being disrespectful to call like a world-class athlete not in world-class shape.
He's not.
He's just not in world-class shape. Like, he's in good shape. He's in better shape for what he does. He's in better shape than 90% of the NBA. But he's not on the same level as like a Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. And he has to carry this team more than those guys. So it's not disrespectful. I think when you're talking about the guys that can do that, it's like the Steph Currys, Michael Jordans of the world, the LeBron James of the world. That's a different animal. I've seen Steph Curry do a 9-minute shooting drill. It's the most impressive thing you'll ever see. Like, if I took any of you guys and you guys did the same drill for 45 seconds, you'll be toast.
Vomit. Vomit everywhere. Yeah.
9 straight minutes, and then finishes with some crazy finish that also takes another 4 minutes after that. Like, those guys are just different. He is amazing, but that's a different level.
Scal, I don't know if you heard this, but Jason Tatum, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Xavier Tillman were all asked some variation of the question about this game and going forward what this sort of means. And they all had the same answer, which was, if we lose this game, it's not the end of the world. And it seemed like that was a message maybe that was in the locker room because you heard so many different people say it. Did you hear that, and what do you think of that?
So when you hear 4 guys say the same answer, it's usually coming from the top, right? So I think Joe Mazzulla is probably trying to lighten it up a little bit. Every coach gives this team what the team needs. I think
they need to not be urgent with this game.
Well, I think sometimes you could I coach like AAU, right? Sometimes you can try too hard. Like when you try something too hard, sometimes you lose vision. You lose like a sense of what's going on. You lose a sense of the greater good. You only get caught into what you can do. And we've seen superstar players like will games, but like you also hear like Tom Brady talk about just the next play and execution, right? Making the right reads. Sometimes like that's like the first thing to go is seeing the floor. So sometimes, and this is world class.
Getting deep here,
Scott. Small. The margin is so small. Like if you lose vision for 5 minutes, you're down 10, just like that. So I think he's trying to just like tell them, just relax, just play, just hoop. Like, what did he say? You can smile during a war. It's okay.
Yeah, that was what Tatum said. And, yeah, maybe that's all coming from Mazzulla. Do you think he has adjustments to make? You said earlier you don't think what Dallas did is sustainable on the road necessarily. Luka upped his effort. Is it just about the Celtics getting their effort back, or are there actual schematic adjustments Mazzulla has to make for this game?
I mean, the only schematic adjustment would be to remove that big from the rim. And I've said it all year long, like handsy teams. And what I mean by that is like when they put their hands on you, right, super active with a shot blocking big. We struggled with that. We have historically struggled with that. This year we've been better because we have a better team. But, Gafford and Lively in the first half, Gafford in the second half, those guys were dominant. There's no other way to look at it. Lively came in the game, he was dominant. So you got to move him away from the basket. If that's Al Horford, what they're doing now is when the bigs go, they're rotating out. Same thing we did with Robert Williams when we lapped the field defensively, right? So they figured out some things defensively. So it's our job now to make Gafford or Lively and get them out of the paint so our guys can drive and finish at the rim, or at least collapse the defense, put 2.5 on the ball, and then spray it out.
Could you see anything, I don't know, that maybe we missed about what happened with Drew Holiday in Game 4? Drew's been so consistently strong defender, especially on Kyrie Irving, and he had 0 turnovers leading into that game from this series, and all of a sudden he has 5. Did you see something that Dallas changed or something that changed in him where he had the night that he had?
I think defensively, Dallas went away from going at him. You know, did you ever see them attack? They just, like, Holiday was just kind of like always in the picture on the weak side. So I think that's an adjustment that Dallas made. The turnovers, listen, I was at the game. The effort level at this level, when you're trying to close a team out, if you lose 2% of your effort, you get smacked. That's just the margins, right? And I just thought, you know, from the rebounding to the way that we defended the drive to the way that we closed out on shooters, like it wasn't there. But I will say, like, and that goes back to what I originally said about the front runner. I just think that these guys are front runners. I think that when things are going well, and things have gone well for them throughout the playoffs, minus the 3 games, right? But when things are going well, like, they're going to perform well. When things are not going well, they're going to look to Luka and Kyrie to save them.
In the pregame, we heard that Kristaps Porzingis was going to be available and that they'd use him if they needed him. There were points in the first half where they were only down 12 or so. Were you surprised not to see Porzingis check in?
Yeah, I didn't know how that whole thing was going to play out. I really didn't. I mean, from my understanding, like, that injury, like, guys just don't play through those things right now. But, you know, I don't know if I expect him to come out there. Does the crowd go crazy? I don't know what to expect with this whole thing. I know that they want to have him there, so Dallas could have to take into account that he is playing. But my guess is that Dallas will not prepare to go against Kristaps Porzingis. But I don't know, inject him in to get the crowd going, up by 10, give him a little bit of a boost. I don't know how they're going to use him, but I know they're not using him like this. He's going to play 22 minutes a night. I know that.
What happens tonight? Is tonight the night?
Yeah, got to be, right? I'm planning on it.
What does that mean? You're like super hydrated?
You got a
for
suite
your
over at
antics?
Encore ready to go?
No Mountain Dew.
No.
Got that water.
No. It's
No,
on the
that
ground. It's on the
wasn't
ground
mine.
over there. She already
That
drank
wasn't
it.
mine. That
She already
wasn't
drank
mine.
it.
No, I didn't have
Nah,
that. That's
so-
disgusting. That stuff is poison.
So yeah, like I'm preparing for it. I think I'll call back on Thursday and we'll give you a rundown of what happened.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have a plan. I have my truck in the garage.
Okay.
I'm not driving home.
Yep.
Good.
I got to work tomorrow morning, but not
No.
Sleep in the
I don't-
truck.
Tell 'em you
Sleep in the
can't.
truck. That's
I-
it. Right.
I thought sleep in the truck, breakfast.
Can you crash
Yeah.
at Drew Carter's?
You know what? I probably could because I think he's working tomorrow at Sports Center at 7 a.m.
Okay.
I think I probably will crash at Drew Carter's.
Wait, so
Nice.
is he not going to be around for the celebration?
No, he said he's doing an all-nighter and hosting Sports
Oh.
Center.
And he'll go right
That's
on to
a
Sports
young
Center.
guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's savage, right?
Oh, my
so
gosh.
Does he have like an extra long couch
I went to
you can
a
sleep on?
cookout yesterday. I barely made it to
If
2 o'clock today.
If Drew invites me over, he gets kicked out of his bed.
Oh.
I think he's
I like
driving
that.
to ESPN. So
Oh, he's going to get down to
Okay.
Bristol?
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Oh, they're not doing it from here. I thought maybe they were doing
no,
it from Boston.
No,
Wow.
so I think I
So
don't
night
think-
on the
I
town,
don't
you're
think-
either sleeping in the truck or crashing at Drew Carter's place.
I feel like that's the. I
That's
look at
the
hotel
move.
rooms, $1,500 right here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
No.
not.
Come on, man.
I
It's a
mean,
little extortion, if you ask me.
talk to Kevin Miller. He'll reimburse that, I'm sure.
I would have thought you'd have a suite at Encore, like, was reserved way in advance.
What do you think they're doing? I heard there's some preliminary stuff, but you know what?
Oh,
What have you
I haven't heard
heard?
anything.
No, I'll just tell you guys after. We'll see how it all plays out.
Okay.
Oh.
He's not going
And
to
I-
tell it. Tell us now.
I gotta interview people for 2 hours.
Okay.
So as soon as
Okay.
I'm done with that.
Okay.
I'm
So
done.
we're talking to you later this week?
Yeah, I'll call. I mean, we got to find out.
Okay, great.
And then the
Okay.
plans moving forward.
I love it.
All that stuff. So you guys see where my head's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we got to go win a basketball game.
Good.
You've got
And-
the logistics worked out. You're going to sleep
I don't
at
have it
Drew
worked out.
Carter's.
I know
You
I'm-
got to no. I mean, we're saying him on the radio now. So if he doesn't do it, he looks bad. If he
No.
doesn't let you sleep over.
They're the better chance of me partying right now
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
Porzingis getting in.
3 words. 3 words. When you crash at his house, head to toe. That's what I would say. Head
No,
to toe.
not.
That's
no,
how you guys go.
No, I'm the boss.
Oh.
He's out.
You're the big spoon.
Big
is what
spoon.
you're
He
saying.
to get to Bristol and be on Sports Center. What time you got to leave here?
Probably.
Oh my God, at least 5. I don't know what
Maybe
time. What time you got to
earlier,
get in for
4:30.
makeup and
Maybe
stuff? Yeah, I have no
earlier.
idea.
Yeah.
God, it's probably 2:30 in the
That place
morning.
is mine.
Yeah.
That place is mine.
Okay.
Place is mine.
Scal, we'll talk to you later on this week. Thank you for
Got
dropping
it.
by.
See ya.
All
See
right,
ya, Scal.
Brian Scalabrine is going to be out there taking selfies with the people.